I love that giant dog, dude. I can't tell what that thing is. It looks like a giant derpy penguin. What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a fantastic day. In this one, we've got all of the Gintama openings. I want to say a quick thank you to all of you for allowing the channel to recently reach 4,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys a lot. Keep the awesome comments coming. Everything I watch here on the channel is a result of a comment or recommendation from one of you. So if you have any other openings or endings you're interested in having me react to, leave a comment down below. I'd love to check it out. Because a lot of you have recently found the channel because of the Naruto, Shippuden, and Boruto openings and endings I reacted to, I did go ahead and watch the first episode of Naruto, and that will be available here on YouTube later this week. But if you're interested in watching it early, the entire unedited version is already uploaded over on my Patreon 100% for free. Additionally, you'll be able to also catch the uncensored version of today's video over on Patreon as well if you're interested in that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and we'll watch all of the Gintama openings. Let's hop into it. It looks like we got 21 openings in total, as is the case with most everything I watch here on the channel, going into it with practically zero information about what the show is or what it's about. Hopefully we'll get maybe some clues from these openings and obviously enjoy them as well. So without further ado, let's hop into the first opening. This one is called Prey. I'm not even sure like what category of anime that Gintama falls into, but shout out to everyone that recommended this one too. Look at that massive dog. She looks like oh wow, that character, the girl character looks super familiar. Wonder what era this looks like. Maybe an early 2000s anime, if I had to guess. Maybe late 2000s, like, you know, right before 2010. I'll look it up after this first opening. It seems very peaceful so far. Ooh, who are these guys? These guys. What the heck was that derpy looking penguin? I like the way this guy looks, who I assume is the main character. Okay, so there's obviously like an element of humor to these that I was definitely not expecting. As we've been doing in recent openings and endings reactions, I'm probably just going to run right through all of these. I like the first one. I would say it's kind of a good, solid place to start. The second one so far kind of just feels like a continuation of the first one for the most part. Ice cream. So it seems like these are our three main characters. These two guys and the girl with the umbrella, but this is probably the main protagonist that we're looking at now. The giant dog is definitely my favorite so far. Ooh, we haven't seen him yet, I don't think. I wonder if... Okay. Is it so... Maybe this is shonen genre? I'm not honestly sure. It has elements of humor that a lot of other openings I've seen don't have. I love that giant dog, dude. That's kind of a cool ending. I would say the first and second one are pretty close for me. I think I might like the first one just a tad bit more because I guess it introduced me to the show. And the giant dog is my favorite part so far. The logo is definitely interesting. I wonder if there's anything important about those four little circles. I mean, what immediately comes to mind is kind of how in Avatar there's like earth, wind, fire, and water. I don't know if that's what these circles mean or not, though, obviously. I feel like I have a good sense of who these main three are, but not a great sense of story so far. We'll see if that can be enlightened a little bit more in the rest of the openings. Oh, by the way, that last opening 2, was Tui Nioi, and this one is Jiniro no Sora. We got Soul Patch. What in the heck was that? All right. What is this? I can't tell what that thing is. It looks like a giant derpy penguin. My second favorite character behind the giant dog so far. Is he only dreaming about being a sword fighter, or is he actually a swordsman? All right, this is opening 4, Kasanaru Kage. Every single opening so far, I think, has started with these two on the bike, I'm pretty sure. Dude, the dog is the best part of these. I don't know if there's an explanation for why there's a massive dog in this show. I think it's honestly kind of better if there wouldn't be an explanation. Just accept it for what it is. So are they all in some sort of, like, school training to be swordsmen? Oh. So are those two characters we just saw kind of change clothing, maybe the bad guys? And that character looked dope. I think, yeah, these are the same characters we saw in that very first opening who were all together. I like that one. I will say there hasn't been one of the 4 so far that stood out to me as far and away my favorite. They all feel very similar and kind of like continuations of one another. And they all start pretty similarly too on the bike. And the last 2 or 3 have had the girl riding the dog too. I like cherry blossom trees. I'm the most curious. Wait, is that a person? Did you see that thing had like hairy legs underneath of it? Is there a person under that white bedsheet? That's one of the 2 that she transformed into that red clothing last opening. The girl with the eye patch looks awesome. Ooh, what are we fighting here? Goblins? Okay, I will say, every time it shows him fighting in any of these openings, it always seems like he's daydreaming or dreaming about fighting, not actually fighting. Which is kind of an interesting point to note. That one was Danten, I believe. And this one is Anata Magic. This is opening 6. I think. All the numbers for the openings will be up on the screen as you're watching, though. I think this is the first one that didn't start out with them on the bike. Oh, spoke too soon. This feels sort of like a heartwarming show. That is a massive piece of sushi. This right here is what I'm most curious about. These two. The guy with the really long hair and the derpy Psyduck penguin looking thing. I kind of like this little montage piece. These two are always shown together. Ooh, who is... Huh. Wonder who that person was holding that guy at gunpoint. I feel like the structure of every single Gintama opening so far is pretty similar. Like, have them on a bike together at the beginning, show them doing fun stuff in the middle, and then the end of it is like a pan out of them with some sort of landscape. Are we going to get the bike? No bike? We've seen this woman a lot too. She strikes me as like the headmaster of a school or something like that. So, when I first started watching these openings... Oh, wait. I didn't realize that that other girl kind of had a thing for the main character. Anyways, When I first started watching, I thought the guy with the long hair and the derpy Psyduck were going to be like the bad guys, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Stairway Generation. This song is one of the, I think, more catchy ones. That person with... Oh, have we seen the face of that person who's controlling the guy in the red, seemingly? New character, maybe? The glasses there? Had to get the bike in there somewhere. So this must be kind of the city that they operate in. All right, opening 8. This is Light Infection. I like the name a lot. I like the dissolve of the logo. Ooh, flashback maybe? I think this is the first time we've seen the young version of our main character. And the young version of multiple characters, it looks like. I said this in last week's Fairy Tail openings video, but some of my favorite things that openings do are when they do flashbacks to, you know, the child version of characters. I really enjoy that. Trying to get a sense of who these guys are. They don't strike me as like evil, but sort of just like bad guys. The thing I do like about these a lot is I don't feel overwhelmed by the amount of characters. Like, there's the main 3, and then a pretty consistent, like, complementary cast of about 10 or so, it seems like. Although I don't recognize her or him. See what I mean? Every time he ever is shown, like, fighting with a sword, it gives the impression that he's thinking about fighting with a sword. Whoa. Holy animation update. How much time passed between the last opening and this one? It looks like it got a serious animation makeover. And the style is completely different. What is this? Togenkyo Alien is the name of this song. Ooh. What the heck was that guy? Okay, here's the guys who were playing badminton in the first opening. What is happening? Completely huge shift in tone with this opening. I mean, I don't mind it. This is kind of more my style anyways, but this makes me think what happened at this point. She strikes me as the bad person in this show. Ooh, new guy. I haven't seen him yet. This opening felt all over the place compared to the other ones. But I liked it a lot. Ironically, or maybe unironically, it was my favorite opening so far. Seems like we're going to stick kind of with this more updated, fast-paced style for the rest of the openings. We're almost halfway, and this is opening 10. We've got Dilemma for this one, is the name of it. So the backdrop for this show, it seems like, from the few openings we've seen, is a pretty big city. Oh. Interesting. These, like, semblances of ghosts almost gives the impression that maybe they are not alive at this point in the show. Have we seen her yet? Ooh, I like the visuals of this one a lot. I try not to be too biased towards the newer openings in shows. Oh, I love that. Very cool. But I feel like I definitely do have a little bit of built-in bias towards like faster paced and you know, newer video, like the graphic quality of openings. And it's still funny. Underneath all of it, they're still able to maintain a sense of humor in a way. All right, this is opening 11 Wonderland. I like how the logo has a different colored texture to it for every single opening. Weekly Jump. Is he reading a manga? Is it Mangaception? Okay, the girl with the purple hair does like the main protagonist. I got a hint of that a couple openings ago. That kind of just confirmed it again. But here's all the characters who were like ghosts with him in the elevator. So maybe they're not dead. They're all at some sort of like boarding school or house or something where they're training / living together. The Outcast group. Ooh. 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 We have seen weapons in these openings before. And by weapons, I mean like firearms. Not just swords. But not as like explicitly as we just saw that from that last guy. Gotta throw the bike in there. Okay, yeah. I like that one too. I think opening 10 is still my favorite though so far. I like the song. That bass line underneath is really good. I guess I can pose a question that I normally pose in most of my openings reactions. If you had to compare Gintama to any other anime, what would it be and why? I normally like asking that because it's a good way to gauge kind of how the show is, I think. Was that guy wearing clothes? I love the derpy white penguin thing. What are these? These yellow leaves clearly have some sort of significance. They were at the very beginning of the opening too, falling kind of like they are now. I like that one too. That was pretty good. All right, opening 13 is Sakura Mitsutsuki, I think. Definitely a shift in tone, more melancholy. As if something maybe somewhat saddening has happened at this point in the show. Ooh, good beat drop. Okay, more backstory maybe. Looked like we saw the young version of the protagonist. Ooh. Okay, we've seen all these characters before. Again, not to repeat what I said earlier, but I feel like I'm able to develop a sense of the cast of characters a lot better in this show than some of the other shows I've watched the openings for recently. That dude looks sick. Look at how awesome that villain looks. TV Tokyo. Day by day. This is opening 14. I think I'm still sticking with opening 10 as my favorite so far. Was it 10 or 9? Whichever one where the tempo changed. These three typically seem to be together whenever we see them. I like that. Seems like a lot of the characters are either in pairs or in, sets of 3. Dude, the giant dog is so cute. Oh, the girl in the yellow with the purple hair, I think was on the CD that one of the guy who's like best friend character was listening to a couple openings ago. Ooh, I love this shot. Anything with silhouettes is really cool. Oh, that gave the impression that the guy with the bandage is like the head bad guy. Ooh, okay. My favorite like outro shot with all those characters of any of the openings we've seen so far. I really like the last few seconds of that one. All right, opening 15, Pride Kakume, I believe is what this one is. Oh, what are those things called? Remember we used to pick those growing up. Like you blow on them and then the fuzzies all go away. I want to know more about the group of kind of the bad boys. They seem, I don't know. Ooh, interesting. An intriguing character for sure. I feel like there's all these like really intriguing kind of mysterious characters. And then there's just like a giant massive dog, a derpy looking penguin, and just a man running around in his underwear in this opening. I like this one a lot too. Good stuff. All right, we've got what? Opening 16, Beautiful Days. Definitely a different style. I would argue the most unique style of anything we've seen so far, and we're only 10 seconds in. He's always picking his nose, the main character. I think it's fun to have openings like this that kind of switch it up. It's another way of portraying kind of the story in a different way. Man had strawberries on his underwear. Still the most intriguing characters to me, almost purely because of the giant duck penguin. I think those two might be sisters. Did the other character get a hat at some point? When did that happen? Okay. Little spinning 3D logo as well to send us to the next one. All right, opening 17. We're getting closer to the end, but we've got this one is called No No No, and that's like KNOW. Ooh, did they change the logo? This one, along with the last one, feel very unique stylistically. But, like, obviously this one different from the last one, too. That girl with her neck is slightly creepy. I'm not gonna lie. The splatters and, like, everything going on is hard to track. Like, what's actually happening in this opening. It's just a lot on the screen at the same time. Ooh, who's this? Maybe it's the father of the main character. Wow. Okay, I mean, clearly some key themes and elements like centered around blood, I would say. But we've got opening 18 now. Kageru, I think. Ooh, they're very high up there. I feel like the logo changed with the last opening, and now it's sticking with the new logo. Well, that's trippy. I feel like I'm looking through a kaleidoscope. They've made very intentional decisions in openings 16, 17, and 18 to kind of make them stylistically unique. Oh, who's this? Someone's in the hospital. That was a cool look. Wings? Oh. Look at that mullet. The Hydra? Yeah, so he's definitely fighting with the guy with the long hair and the dude with the in the red with the gun. Pretty good, pretty good. I like that one. All right, we've only got 3 more. This one is called Versus, opening 19. This one is already starting off a little bit more silly feeling. I feel like the last 2 or 3 have also had subtitles with the logo for the show. This one I really like visually, actually. This feels like something that would have been on like 10 or 15 years ago on Cartoon Network. That style of opening. Hey, these are the 4 we all saw as children together a couple openings ago. Ugh. That sword had an eyeball. What in the world? That's the second character we've seen sprout wings. La 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 la. What the heck is that thing? Hey, we're back to the bike. I want to know the name of the big dog. That was pretty good too. That was probably a top 5 for me for sure. I like that one a lot. All right, the penultimate opening number 20, is Kate ni My Soul. And then our last opening will be I Wanna Be. See, no subtitle this time. The dog. Oh. Maybe it gives the inference that time has passed, because that place got boarded up and then opened and then boarded up. This is the first time we're really getting an extended look at some of the like galactic species. It looks like they're being invaded or something. I like that. That's a cool way to include the song title. Who is that? I think we have seen that person at least once or twice so far. I like that green hair, looks really cool. All right, I will say that one was probably middle of the road for me. But we're going into the final opening now. This one is opening 21, again, titled I Wanna Be. I guess I never looked up when Gintama ran as a show. I think it's actually a little bit newer than I thought it was. I like this. It feels very reflective of the entire show. You get a full look at the characters that we just had this adventure with. Oh, I like that beat. The derpy penguin had a bazooka. Ooh, I like that watercolor transition style. Maybe that person is related to the main character? This feels like a bittersweet ending to this last opening. Oh, I like that a lot. I will say these openings felt way more character-driven than story-driven. I felt a lot of what we were being shown was really kind of about the relationships the characters share with one another, and much less so about the plot of the show. I think when I started watching anime openings, I was more inclined to like the ones that told me stuff about the story. Now I think I've learned to really appreciate the dynamics that exist between characters that you can pick up on from openings, that you're not really looking for, you know, plot lines or how the story is going to end out instead. I love the cast of the main 3 characters. They seem like kind of a tight-knit group. That seems to be sort of the play that a lot of anime go with, is like your main character and then these 2 best friends. I think, in fact, Fairy Tail, if I remember correctly from last week's opening, I think did the exact same thing. And let me know down in the comments, what's your biggest reason, for those of you who have seen Gintama, why someone should or shouldn't watch it, and if they do watch it, what they should kind of know going into it. Always looking for new ideas and suggestions. So if you have something that I haven't seen yet, and you think I'd be interested or into it, feel free to leave a comment down below. Make sure to look out next week for a video coming out with my reaction to the very first episode of Naruto, as well as my reaction every Wednesday to new One Piece episodes, and next weekend for more openings reactions. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.